Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Toonkind at 12 FPS. I am Cartoon Kitsune, and I will be playing Minty the Rabbit today. And I am joined by.
Hi, I'm Vamp. I'll be playing the He Who Magic Man Mercel today, and hi, glad to be here.
Yee. So, just as a quick little recap, so currently, Minty has been visiting Dodo Studios like a couple of times a week. To sort of, she hasn't really been doing much aside from just like kind of exploring the place and like getting acquainted with the people around there and learning more about Inkwell. Because eventually the
Okay.
plan is that she'll become like the studio therapist, but she's still kind of working on that part. And
God knows the studio needs it.
absolutely, yeah. And
Yep.
NG can't handle this all by himself.
Yep.
You get an actual therapist on this. But I was thinking let's start out with sort of a bit of a flashback of kind of explaining like how Minty and Marcel first met. So so those of you who have seen the Welcome to Inkwell game will remember that there was a little sequence where the Bushlanders were being led around by the Wickersham sisters, and they kind of unintentionally, unintentionally on the Bushlanders' part, kind of pranked this poor innocent NPC,
Yep.
and and the Wickersham sisters basically intimidated the poor guy into giving them some treats because they tricked him because they're the yakuza. He was very scared of them, and of course Minty felt terrible about that whole thing. So I think one day Marcel was like going to the kitchen to do his usual cooking duties, and he finds this little green plush rabbit kind of going around like through the cabinets, like gathering ingredients, like she's gonna make something.
Yeah. And I'm actually like in this flashback. Do you think this was the first time Minty's gone to the studio?
Uh, I'd say maybe like the second or like I'd say this would be pretty early on. Like it would be after because like the first time she visited during Halloween, like she and her friends went back to Blissland pretty quickly. But again, she like would come back to the studio every so often. So I say this is pretty early on because she really wanted to do this, basically
Yeah.
as soon as she
I
could.
think, yeah, in this case, I'm pretty sure that he would not recognize her, especially because he was out during Halloween.
Right?
He
Yeah.
was looks at what happened during Halloween. He was too busy watching his partner get stabbed. It's
Oh,
fine, don't
fun.
worry. Things happened in Halloween. But anyway, I think he sees like the green rabbit that's currently like going through like the ingredients in the shelf, and he's not like wary because quite honestly, he's used to like strangers coming into his kitchen at this point.
And also,
He's
this
just
rabbit
like,
is not very intimidating. I mean, she is literally a stuffed animal. She does not look dangerous at all. So,
yeah, he might actually think she's a kid, is the thing.
fair enough. I mean, the Blisslanders do kind of look like kids. They are very small. So,
Yeah, so I think he just like pauses a bit, looks at her, and then kind of like walks over and goes, "Hey there, what's your name?"
Oh, golly. Hi there. Well, my name's Minty. Actually, I was wondering, do you know where the cinnamon is in here?
Yeah, of course. And do I have to roll anything for this? This is like literally his kitchen.
yeah, I know. I think you can find the cinnamon.
Yeah, he finds the cinnamon pretty quickly. It's on one of the top shelves, like the ones that Minty probably can't reach unless she
Yeah,
literally brings a ladder with her.
yeah. Or she just climbs up on the counter. Don't worry,
Yeah.
her paws are clean.
Yep. It's just like here, bottle of cinnamon. I'm running a bit low on it though, so if you need any more, I have a replacement in my hammer space.
Okay, that's good to know. Thank you. Mr. Engineer said I can use whatever was in here just as long as I don't make too much of a mess. Um,
Oh no, that's fine. Flashbacks to last year's birthday anniversary when Snailian, Shortskid, and Charlie and Pam all baked the cake together, and the resulting mess was something. And flashback to a few months ago when Larry and Tobias fused and got drunk in his kitchen. And it just flashes back to him, and he's just like, "No, I can deal with messes even if they come, but I appreciate the consideration." And you're a friend of engineers then?
Yes, I am. Well, kind of. It's a little hard to explain. We're pretty sure we were friends, but we can't remember being friends. But we are friends now again, or we're kind of getting to know each other again. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. I've had my memories tampered with before as well, though it didn't quite take.
Oh,
me,
golly, I'm
you know.
sorry to hear that. That doesn't sound very nice. Oh, what's your name, by the
Oh,
way?
I'm Marcel. He reaches out a hand for Minty to shake.
And she will extend her paw and she'll shake his hand. Her paws are
Marcel,
very, very soft, by the way.
they are very soft. Fun fact: Marcel's favorite animal are rabbits slash bunnies.
Aw,
So
that's
yes,
wonderful. Aw.
yeah. And he's just smiling at Minty, and it's just like, so what are you making in here?
Oh, well, I'm actually trying to make a pie here. Well, it's a bit of a long story, but, basically, I kind of, well, I guess I didn't pull the prank, but some people I was with did, and, well, it was really mean to this guy, and I owe him an apology, and also a pie, because he gave us a pie, so I want to give him a pie back.
Ah, yes, no, that makes sense. Again, that makes sense. Sometimes you're just like, I feel like they trade that look where he has the token good in a chaotic group,
Yeah, so,
and he,
yeah, and so I figured, because, I mean, I do have a kitchen back home, but I figured it'd be a little bit fresher if I could make it here, and asked Mr. Engineer, and he said it was okay, and so I'm doing it here.
yeah, and is this a weekday or a weekend? Because if it's a weekday, then Sal probably has to work. Like he probably has to cook for the employees. But if it's a weekend, then probably not.
I'd say probably a weekend because like she wouldn't want to impose like when they're needing the kitchen like if they're really busy because she wouldn't want to get in the way. So
Yeah, it's probably a weekend. He probably dropped by to like get something from the kitchen, as luck would have it, and and came across Minty. So it's like, oh yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Take as long as you need. There's not really much to do on a weekend.
Okie dokie, thank you.
and yeah, she'll probably start just start mixing ingredients together then for like the pie shell and whatnot. I don't know if I should roll anything to like see how well she does. What would that be like sleight of hand or
I
would you?
would say dexterity with advantage because you're good at this.
Yeah, no, she knows how to bake. So
Yeah.
all right, so just straight dexterity. All right.
Also, Kit, by the way, I will mention, this is like the sixth FPS, I think, that Marcel has been in where he baked with someone.
Oh, nice. Okay, that's a 17, so I think she does a very good job. Definitely, probably a better job than you would expect like a little kid to do. So she's either older than she looks, or she's a kid who's much better at baking than you would expect.
It could, yeah, he's like wondering, like, in his head, it's like, huh. But then again, some kids are really good at baking.
Hmm.
So he can't like quite be sure. And it like can he really go just get on with it and be like, "Hey, how old are you?"
Oh yeah, no, he
That
can
feels
just straight up ask her like,
Oh yeah, you could ask her, but he feels rude.
okay, yeah. So he doesn't ask. I will say as she's going about her business, like putting the crust together and whatnot, she'll probably ask
Uh, so do you work in the studio too?
Oh yeah, I work here. I work here.
Oh, where do you work?
Oh, he kind of gestures at their surroundings. Here.
Oh, here. Wait, are you the chef?
Oh yeah, yes I am.
Oh my goodness! Then I can say thank you. Thank you for the breakfast the other day.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm glad you enjoyed it. And he smiles. I didn't know that you were around at the time. Otherwise, I would have tried making it a little more special.
No, that's okay. It was really special just the way it was. Yeah, me and my friends, we kind of had to stay the night over. It was a bit of a crazy evening. But, yeah, we stayed over and we had breakfast. And I'm so glad I get to meet you because I didn't say thank you for the breakfast because it was really, really nice. And it tasted really, really good.
You're welcome. And well, it is my job. You don't have to thank me.
Well, that's okay. I'll thank you anyway. I'll take any excuse to thank someone for doing something nice like that, even if it is your job.
I guess I can't argue against that. God, this is just two cinnamon rolls in the same room.
It is.
And radiating like fucking soft.
Yeah, just pure sugary sunshine energy.
Yeah, and I think Saul will like walk up and it's just like, by the way, do you need any help with the pie? I don't doubt that you can bake on your own, but it could make the whole process go by faster.
If you want to, sure. As long as it's not too much trouble. I don't want to get in your way if you need to work or anything.
Oh no, I don't mind. There, like I said, there really is nothing to do on the weekends, and I only came by here to pick up something I left, and he picks up like I don't know, like a pin, a wand. It's just a random thing. It's a plot device,
Exactly.
and he's just like, and as luck would have it, I guess I came in while you were here.
Well, sure then, if you're not doing anything else. If you could grab the pumpkin.
And I think we kind of fade out as they're like kind of going through the recipe, and they just spend the rest of the day kind of baking with each other, and that's the first time they ever bake together.
And I don't think we're gonna have to roll anything, considering that both their powers combined.
Exactly, that is probably one of the most delicious pies ever, and I'm sure I'd have to confirm with Kai, but I'm sure the NPC like when they deliver it to him, he probably likes it a lot. He. Yeah, so and then I think I'd say that like as the weeks go on, like a few weeks pass, Minty's like regularly dropping by the studio. I think over that time you might find out that like she's from another world. And like I think she and Marcel probably like meet up occasionally. Like sometimes they bake together, sometimes they just hang out and chat, or just like make light conversation. If they see each other in the hallway, they like wave to each other and say hi, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Like it's that thing where
They're not like super
like
close, but
yeah,
they're
like
acquainted, and yeah.
yeah, they're acquainted. Like they're both pretty nice people, and they're both like like they're not the kind of person to like not like interact if they see each other. Basically,
Yeah, they're both just very friendly people, so it makes sense.
yeah, like it's not like close. Like it's not like a very like it's not like very deep like friendship, but they're like decent friends.
Totally, yeah.
Hmm.
And I think now we can kind of skip ahead to the present, where it's I don't know if it's either like a couple weeks before Animus or like the week before Animus. Either way, yeah. Why don't you tell me like how do you think Marcel is handling like the whole food situation, like with getting this close to Animus?
Oh, the food situation is fine. It's not the food situation that he is struggling with.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey Minty, do you want to roll perception if you're coming into Marcel's kitchen?
Absolutely. Let me see. Oh, that's the wrong command.
Yeah, that's Avery.
Yeah.
Which it's kind of weird Draft House doesn't have Avery, honestly.
Wait,
You'd
darn it.
expect it to have it by now.
Okay, third time's a charm. An 8.
8.
8. One of her
That's
ears
so
just flops in
bad.
front of her eyes.
Yeah, I guess you don't. I mean, the thing is though, it's not really like it's not really that like hard to perceive.
Right.
So I'm just gonna say that 8 succeeds because like it's pretty hard to miss.
Fair enough.
Like you come into the kitchen and like Marcel is bent over like a long piece of paper.
Hi, Marcel. How are you? Oh, wow. Golly, are you okay?
Oh yeah, hi Minty. It's I'm doing fine, thank you. It's close to Animus. He waves.
I can see that. What's up with the list you got there?
Oh, he flips it over to like show it to Minty, and there's just a long list of names.
Those
And
all.
Minty does recognize a few of them, like the engineer.
And probably Larry's name too, because they've met now. So.
Yeah, like Larry, the engineer, quite a few people.
Oh golly, is that all the people you need to get gifts for?
Yes.
You sure must know a lot of people.
Yes. He smiled and nods. I am planning on getting most of the people I know Animus cookies, but I'm going for more personalized gifts for the people closer to me.
She kind of puts a paw to her chin, like she's thinking.
I wonder. You said cookies.
And then she kind of gets a little light bulb over her head.
Oh, I got an idea. What if you make personalized cookies for everyone? Like maybe you make a bunch of sugar cookies, but the frosting can be different for everybody.
I actually did something. Well, the thing is, I actually did something similar with Snalian. I don't know if you've met her yet. She's very sweet, very small, very good. She's a very sweet kid.
I can't say for certain if Minty's met the kids yet. I absolutely want her to meet the kids at some point, but that might be a later game. So I'll leave it as she's definitely heard about Snalian because when she and the engineer first met again, like he rattled off all of his kids to her, so she definitely knows of Snalian. So.
Oh yes, Neelian.
Yeah.
That's one of Mr. Engineer's kids, right? I don't believe I've met her yet, but she sounds very sweet.
She is very sweet, and recently she got it in her head that she wanted to make everyone in the studio a personalized cupcake flavor wise, and for in some cases appearance wise. It was a very big project.
Minty just has like stars in her eyes, like
That's the best idea ever. Wow.
Yeah, yeah, and well, as much as I'd like to make personalized cookies for every single person I know, I don't think that I want to steal the idea from her. Nor do I think that making personalized cookies for 200 people in the studio plus everyone else I know out of it is doable by any means.
Yeah, that would be quite a bit. Let me think.
I was actually planning on just going for gingerbread cookies for most of the people on this list. Just simple gingerbread.
Ooh, that sounds like a good idea. Actually, you know what? I'm not really doing anything today either. Do you want some help with that?
Oh yeah, sure, I'd love that. And he kinda looks at Minty and is just, and I don't know if you've done your anime shopping yet, but you could also make cookies for your friends if you like.
That's a great idea. Yeah, I was thinking of what I should get everybody. I made a couple of things.
and I think I'll have her reach into her hammer space. Let me do a roll for that.
I'm gonna laugh if you fumble.
Yeah, she I don't think she's gotten a fumble yet, so we'll see. I know she
Ah,
definitely doesn't. Don't worry, one of these days we'll get one. I do have a fumble chart for her specifically, so if we ever get that, we'll get to see that. You know, she reaches into her hammer space and she pulls out a little knitted hat.
I've been making these for everybody, and I've also got some mittens and some little flower brooches that are crocheted. So I'm
Ooh,
giving
those
those
are
out, but cookies could be nice too.
Oh yeah, you absolutely can make little gift bags for everyone you know.
But I think first I'll help you out with yours, because looks like you've got a lot of cookies to make.
Yep. Yeah, yep. And out of character, hey kid, do you want to see the list, like the actual list that myself, Vamp, had to write for Animus?
I would love to see your list, Vamp. Please show me your list. That is quite the list. Wow.
This isn't everyone Marcel knows. Like, you will notice that the final line has kind of like an umbrella thing of everyone else he knows and the rest of the studio kind of deal. But yeah, this is the kind of list that Minty would see, except like it would actually
It's
show
comically large
everybody's
because, of course, they're cartoons. It has to be one of those big
Yes.
scroll lists. I do love that Azumi's is a first aid kit, practical reasons for if Azumi got hurt.
Listen, Azumi is cagey as fuck. Marcel can't give him a proper personalized gift because he has no fucking idea what Azumi likes.
Exactly. This boy will
Also,
not
like,
say anything
Azumi-
about himself. Just
Yeah, also, all Marcel knows is Azumi likes sparring, and Azumi is a real kind detective, so a first aid kit seems like a safe bet to give someone who's constantly getting in trouble.
God, I would pay money to see his reaction to that gift.
Surprisingly enough, like, Azumi wasn't surprised at all, because
Oh,
he rolled a 23 in deception.
ah, of course, Azumi with his deception. But anyway, getting back,
Yeah, I
yeah.
was I was like, I can't beat that.
Ye-
Yeah, I think like as they're baking, Marcel's just humming and just like, so what brings you to the studio today?
Nothing specific. I'm just doing one of my usual visits. Actually, the other day something kind of interesting happened.
Well,
So I don't know if you saw the memo or not, but I've actually been hopefully at some point I'll be able to I'm planning on becoming the studio's therapist if all goes well. That is, I still need to make a couple preparations before I can take on that job.
yay. And I'm actually gonna roll history to see if Marcel does know that or not. Oh,
he
19,
does.
he does.
Yeah, so with the 19, I think you'd say it, he probably, because, like, I think I mentioned in the Larry FPS, they posted, like, kind of a memo in the break room of the studio that basically explained, like, sort of who Minty was, very briefly, so that everyone's not like, who the heck is this rabbit that's wandering around the studio?
Yeah, yeah.
And it
I
mentioned
mean,
something about,
honestly,
yeah,
most of the studio probably wouldn't question it at this point, but good call.
yeah, that there's just a rabbit here now. Nobody knows how she got in, but she's here, and she made everybody cookies, so why question it?
And and Marcel nods and it's just like, oh yeah, I've heard of it. That's I think that would be a really good thing for the studio. Wishing Star knows that quite a lot of us need it, and he nods.
Hmm. Right. Well, so the other day I went down to this place, the Tooniversity. It's in Toontown, because
Yeah.
I found out that you need this special piece of paper called a degree if you want to be a therapist around here. Where I come from, we just kind of we're sort of born knowing everything about it, and we just kind of start working when we want to. So
Oh yes. Here he nods. Well, a lot of tunes in Einquell and Gisnab do kind of get designed and appear already knowing everything. Some tunes, like myself, are born and grow the way real kinds do, more or less. So the degree is kind of a way to prove that even though we weren't born with all this knowledge, we went through the hoops of like learning everything and we are capable of doing the job, if that makes sense. Quite a
yeah,
lot of jobs require degrees like that, though obviously how strict said jobs are about it differs from person to person and place to place.
right, no, and that makes sense. And that's kind of, and of course, if I'm going to be working here, then I definitely want to prove that I know my stuff. So yeah, so I went over to the university and I went to the front desk and asked them for a degree. And well, they kind of gave me a funny look. I think they mistook me for a kid, which happens a lot. So, which I'm used to it. But
Me rolling to see if Marcel has thought that Minty was a kid up until this point.
If he's figured it out yet or not.
Yeah, in check. First in check. Yeah, okay, he has figured it out at this point, so he
Exactly.
just not like and
Yeah.
admits kind of sheepishly. I did also think you were a kid when I first met you.
It's kind of a dot 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 overhead, like,
oh, that makes more sense. Yeah.
But yeah, you like I said, you get your degree by proving that you know your stuff and learning. So they wouldn't give it to just anyone who asks for it.
Yeah, definitely. So I asked about them, and so they said that normally people have to take classes, and I told them that I kind of want to get it. I asked them if there was a way to get a degree more quickly, and they told me that there is a way. I just have to take something they call the big test.
and when she says that, there's like a thunderclap outside. Just like
Ominous. And it's just like, well, when's the test?
Well, I've got about a couple of months or so to prepare for it. There's not a specific time. Basically, once I'm ready for it, then I can set the date for it. But yeah, I guess I just need to study up my stuff. But yeah,
Uh,
apparently the big test is a really big deal, so I definitely want to make sure I'm ready for it.
how confident are you about it?
I mean, pretty confident. I mean, I have been doing this for a few hundred years, so I think I know my stuff.
I don't think you have anything to worry about. And he's just like that long pause was just him thinking to himself, "Did I just hear that right? 100 years?"
Yep.
And then he's also like, "You know what? This might as well happen. Uncle's already so goddamn weird."
Exactly.
Like he's met 8 gods. Does he really have any stones to throw here?
Yeah, centuries old stuffed animal rabbit is not the strangest thing he's seen around here.
Yeah. It's just like, yeah, I'm sure you'll be fine, Minty, and I'm sure you'll make a great therapist.
Aw, thank you. I really hope that I will. I mean, I really, really want to help all the people around here and Mr. Engineer too, especially.
How? I mean, I know you said that you can't remember how you originally met him because both of you had your memories tempered, but how did you meet him again?
Well, the second time I met him, well, I was actually kind of trying to find him, when I first came to Inkwell, um, because what happened to me, the reason I lost my memory is, I guess, is because I went missing for a couple of days a long while ago, like several months ago. And, well, when I came back, I had his business card in my hammer space, and I also had his sketchbook. So I figured that maybe he might know what happened to me. And unfortunately, he didn't because we both lost our memory. But at least we got to meet each other again, and we get to be friends again now, or maybe for the first time. I'm not really sure. I'm pretty sure we were friends wherever we were, because that sketchbook was really important, and we get along really well now. So yeah.
I'm sure you were friends even before, yeah. Marcel nods.
Hmm.
And I think he just like goes quiet for a bit to like work on his baking.
I think so.
Mm.
Yeah.
I mean, Minty can ask Marcel how he came to the studio if Minty
I was
wants.
actually about to get into that too.
Well, anyway, I've talked on and on about myself. I kind of want to get to know you a little bit more. How'd you start working at the studio? How'd you meet Mr. Engineer?
Well, about how I got started working in the studio, I got kidnapped off the street.
I think there's just kind of just a very just a pause, like a long pause, like
Oh, that's. Oh, golly, I'm so sorry that happened to you. Are you
No,
okay?
no, no, it was a joke. Don't worry. He gives like Minty a reassuring smile. I didn't actually get literally kidnapped off the street. It was
Oh,
more like
okay. That sounded scary for a moment.
I was working as a delivery boy for one of my friend's bakeries at the time, and I came to the studios to deliver something. And well, you've been here for a bit. You know how hectic things can get around here.
Yeah, I've kind of seen a little bit of that.
Yeah, cue an explosion in the distance.
I'm fine. You just hear like in the background, like
Yeah, and Marcel's just nodding like, "Yep," stuff like that. And apparently not well, kind of understandably, not many people can keep up with chaos like this. So when I dropped by the studio to basically deliver said food, the cook, the previous chef of the studio, had just resigned.
Ah, I see. Um,
And well, it was kind of pretty short notice resigning, if I hear correctly. You know, the whole Toonish, I never want to work at this place again, storming out of the door kind of thing.
oh golly, wow, that's certainly something.
Yeah, but suffice to say, there the owls wanted someone to the owls want the owls were kind of frazzled, I believe. So I walked through the door delivering stuff. They asked, "Hey, can you cook?" I was like, "Yeah, sure I can." And they were like, "Great, you're hired."
Oh, that's what you meant by kidnapped. They kind of, I guess got you to work here.
Yeah, I mean, he shrugged. I think they pretty much wanted me to be a placeholder until they could find an actual chef, but I like it here, and I guess I never left.
Oh, it sounds like it was a good fit then. That's nice to hear.
Yeah, it was a stroke of luck.
Mm-hmm. Um,
And he
yeah.
As for how I met the engineer, well, I mentioned how I started working at the studio, so I pretty much met the engineer a bit after I started working at the studio. I only started talking to him properly after I started dating Toby and Prim, though.
And I think Minty's just kind of like gets stars in her eyes again, like really excited, like,
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah, he's him and Toby specifically, although he has shades of it with Prim too. They're kind of like parent and son.
Yeah, I think you mentioned Tobias before. He told me all about all of his kids and the people who are not technically his kids but are basically his family. So yeah, he's got a lot of them. It's really cool.
Yeah, and well, yes, I started like seeing him for the first time because I started dating his son. Before that, I stayed in the kitchen most of the time.
she kind of nods, knowing like yes, he probably wanted to get a read on you.
Yeah, and I think the first time I properly talked to him, and when our friendship actually started was when we sparred on the roof of Dodo Studios, and I kicked his ass.
I think she kind of instantly like when you say kicked his ass, like kind of like covers her ears, like oh yes, and then she like stops doing that. Like it's just kind of a knee jerk reaction to hearing people swear.
Oh, sorry, I forgot that you didn't like people swearing.
No, it's okay. I'm just getting kind of used to it. We literally can't swear back home. Well, I guess we can. It sort of gets replaced by other words, but yeah, I'm just kind of getting used to that.
Yeah, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm Gibellian, so I tend to swear more than most students do, and not always in crawling.
That's okay. Just as long as you're not swearing around kids. I don't think people should really swear around kids. But I mean, you're an adult, so it's fine.
Yeah, I don't swear around kids, but flashbacks to flashbacks to the engineer swearing chlorolics. I'm pretty sure that bridge has been crossed around here.
Yeah.
She kind of like sweat drops at that, like because she's gotten to know NG enough now that she knows he has a bit of a foul mouth.
Yeah, but he's just and like again, Snelian has a bit of a foul mouth as well.
Yeah, no. If Minty ever meets the kids, when she eventually meets oh, is the dog barking? Yep, yeah. Vamp just went silent for a moment because her doggo is barking. So yeah, we'll just be a minute with that.
Hi, sorry, my dog started barking because the delivery guy came.
That's all right.
Yeah, and he's just like, in fairness though, I'm pretty sure engineer only lost this far because we were specifically doing an only magic spar.
I got it.
Yeah, he was trying to train his magic and um well, Mercel gestures at his outfit. He's literally dressed like a spellcaster.
Yeah, I noticed that. Actually, if do you know a lot about magic? Because it's kind of something I've been wondering about. I wonder if you might be able to help me with it.
Oh, sure, I'll try. What is it?
All right, and she's gonna reach into her hammer space again. Let me roll for that. All right, so she succeeds, and she pulls out this very interesting object. It's an orb, but when you look into the orb, it's kind of like there's a little storm cloud in there. So there's like a little
Ooh,
cloud that's like flashing lightning and stuff.
Yeah.
and
So remember how I said when I got back from the place I don't remember going to after I disappeared, I found that business card and that sketchbook in my hammer space.
yeah, is that something else you found?
It is, yes. And I'm not really sure what it is. I've kind of just been keeping it around my house as like a little decoration on the table because it's really pretty.
Oops, sorry.
Oh, there's the dog again. Pepper has many things to say.
Yes, Doc has many things to say. What did Minty say?
No, she's saying how
Yeah. So this little orb here, it's something else I found in my hammer space that I don't remember having before I disappeared. And I've just kind of been keeping it around as a decoration. I mean, it looks really pretty on the table in my house with all this pretty little lightning in there. But yeah, I was wondering, do you think you could take a look at it and see like maybe if it does anything aside from looking pretty?
Oh, sure. I'll give it a go. It actually does remind me of something in the club shop, and I think Sal will look it over. And
yeah, I was gonna
do
say
I
roll
roll?
roll Arcana for that.
Yeah. Oh, rolling Arcana, huh?
Yeah, there's a surprise. You rolled a 22 on that one.
Yep.
All right, so I think with that, like you just straight up know exactly what it does. Honestly, I could just copy paste the
Yeah.
description
Yeah. I
into
was
here.
about to say because I don't know what it does.
Yeah. And
Ollie.
for those of you listening in, this is something Minty actually found. I believe it was in the staircase carriage when they were going through all the rooms. She found that in one of the rooms and just put it away in her hammer space. And I haven't really had a chance to use it because she doesn't know what it does.
Okay. Wow. This is actually this. I don't know what happened to you or engineer when the both of you disappeared for a few days, but this is actually a really strong item.
It is? Wow. What does it do?
Well, it's a magic orb, as you know, its appearance implies, and it contains a living storm.
Oh, so that's what it is. So does something
And
happen when I touch it, or?
well, are you out of curiosity, Minty? Do you happen to be a spellcaster as well?
Yes, I am. I can do magic.
And let me see something she can do. Oh yeah, she prestidigitates like a few little sparklies, like magic, pretty.
Yeah, he nods. Well, if you've attuned to this orb, which I'll hazard the guess and say you have at this point, given how long you must have had it, if you're attuned to this orb, you can use it to cast storm-related spells, even if those spells aren't usually spells that you are able to cast.
Wow, really?
And
Yes.
Ooh, let me see what I can cast.
and then I think I'm gonna roll Arcana to see if she figures out how to cast it as well, just for the fun of it.
Yeah, like Arcana to see if she can think of any storm-related spells,
Exactly, yeah.
basically. That's a 4.
That's a 4. Yeah, you just see like the little thinking bubble over her head.
I
What are
can
storm-related spells again?
I can write them down if you like. And he takes the list that he like, you know, laid out on the table earlier, and he flips it over to the blank side, and he writes down, you know, the spell list that
Right,
the
yeah.
spell list. Yeah, he writes down the spell list.
That makes
And
sense. Right.
and he's just like, here, I can demonstrate shocking grasp for you. Because he does know that spell. So he does demonstrate that one.
Right, yeah. I assume like he probably doesn't use it on her because that would hurt. He probably just like shows a few
Yeah,
little
no,
sparks in his
no.
hand.
He just kinda like holds out his hand and lightning springs from it.
Ooh.
I think she kind of looks over the list and I think she kind of like winces a little, like,
These seem like some pretty dangerous spells. I don't know about this.
Yeah, a lot of these spells do deal damage, but well, he kind of like puts his hands on his head. You don't have to use those spells, but it's good to have them in a pinch in case you're ever in a position where you have to defend yourself.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I mean, and especially Hankwell can be pretty dangerous, as I've seen before.
and kind of like shudders a little, thinking back to that night during Halloween.
Ah, yes, Halloween. Halloween haunts them both. But
Yeah. Technically, it was
I
a few days
think
before Halloween, but same difference. So
yeah. I think Sal will look over the orb again and goes, a word of warning though, the orb isn't indestructible. It's the glass is magically reinforced, so you're not going to be you don't have to be super careful with it. But if it's dropped or if something hits it or something actively tries to break it, a crack might form, or it might like break entirely. And if it breaks entirely, then that storm's gonna enact some vengeance before wandering off,
Oh, golly.
basically.
Wow, thank you for telling me. I mean, I know just broken glass on its own it can be really dangerous too, but wow, a whole storm that would be really bad. Yeah, I'll be really careful with this then.
Yeah, and if it does get cracked, as long as it doesn't break apart entirely, you can still fix it with your own magic.
Oh, that's good. I know mending, so I should be able to fix it up.
Yep,
Yeah,
he
but,
nods.
but yeah, thank you so much. I'm glad I know what this does now.
Yeah, I'm glad I could help, and thank you for so much for showing this to me. And you do notice that Marcel is like there is some like assignment to this because he who magic item. This is the he who magic man. Like,
Nice.
yeah, he is very glad to have seen this.
Yeah, and thank you for telling me all about it. Wow, you must really know a whole lot about magic if you know what this is.
Oh, thanks. Well, yes, magic is a bit of a hobby of mine.
I can tell from the hat you definitely look like a wizard.
I'm a warlock actually, but you're not the first person to think I'm a wizard.
Oh, my mistake. Wow, a warlock. That's cool.
Thank you.
Mm.
And you, I assume you're sorcerer, perhaps?
Cleric actually, and I guess a little bit of bard.
And she like pulls a ukulele for a moment and then puts it back, like just to show it off.
He nods. Yeah, that makes sense.
A little bit of both.
You and Toby should talk sometime. He's also a bard.
Ooh, really? Oh, maybe we could play together. That could be fun. There's a
Yeah,
lot
I'm
of people
sure.
in the studio I really want to meet, but I mean it's so big. I never know if I'm gonna run into someone or not.
Yeah, it is a very big place, isn't it? Well, if you ever get lost, you can always come to the kitchen and I'll show you the way.
Aw, thank you. Yeah, it's good to have a couple of landmarks in this place. I know where this place is. I know where Mr. Engineer's office is, and I know the screening room too. So that's a few different places.
Yeah, it is. I'm sure with time you'll get to know all the other places as well, especially since you're going to be working here in the future.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And he nods.
Right. And I think with that, they probably get back to baking for a little while longer. I think they're doing I know they're doing the cookies. I think one thing Minty would also want to try and make is a cheesecake because she does know a bit about Animus traditions, and one of the big traditions is, of course, cheese-related gifts. So what better
Yes.
kind of sweet to serve than cheesecake?
Yeah. And I think like as they're making like a cheesecake, Marcel's just kind of like looking over at Minty and it's just like, so why do you want to be a therapist of Dodo Studio specifically? I mean, we're all glad to have you here, but is it just because you're friends with the engineer?
More or less, I guess. I mean, that's the big reason why I want to be here specifically. Cause, well, like I said, I'm pretty sure we were friends, and I don't know. I just get this feeling that I just really want to help him for some reason. And also, there's the fact that, well, I heard about all the trouble you guys have been having with those Yakuza people, and I kind of ran into them too. That wasn't very fun. But anyway, so yeah, it sounds like you guys might be under a lot of stress from all that. So I figured if you have a therapist on staff, then you can have someone to share your problems with.
Yeah, that sounds good. I actually haven't run the full of the Yakuza, which is really surprising, but
Well, that's good to
he's
hear.
sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to
What
run into those guys
Marcel's
again.
not What Marcel's not saying is that even though he's never run full of the Yakuza, he has run full of basically everything else.
Yep. Goodness.
Yeah, God, Minty still doesn't know about Marcel's whole pack
Yeah.
deal.
In a minute, I'm in the middle of a game.
And no, Kit's muted. I think someone came
I
into
would.
the room.
Sorry, could you repeat that?
Oh no, Minty still doesn't know about Marcel being the warlock of the Wishing Star and how, gestures at his whole deal.
Right, yeah, he did briefly mention the wishing star. I don't know if she's gonna bring that up or not.
Yeah, in fairness, he briefly mentioned her in the same way like someone would say, "Oh my God."
Right.
So it's like it's not like heavy-handed. He does wear her sigil though, but I don't know if Minty would like ask about it.
Um, like, she probably could, like, maybe, like, as they're going along, like, baking at some point, she asks.
Um, here's something I'm kind of wondering. You mentioned a wishing star earlier. What's that all about?
Oh yeah, she's a goddess, and she's the goddess the warlock.
Oh wow, that's really neat. I got one of those too. Different one, of course. But tell me about yours.
Oh, she's one of the Luck Trinity. In Ninquell, there are three goddesses in charge of different aspects of luck and fortune, and the Wishing Star is one of them. She's the goddess of making your own luck, so to speak. Hard work making your own luck. The middle of a story.
Ooh, that sounds like a really cool goddess.
Thank you. I'm sure she'd be glad to hear that.
Oh, can you talk to her too? That's cool.
No, not usually. I don't think I've talked to her in a while.
Oh, okay. I talk to my god sometimes. Sometimes they talk to us in dreams, or if you meditate, then you can talk to them. Actually asked them permission to get this artifact here.
And, she pulls out, she's this necklace. Actually, yeah, this would probably be another hammer space roll. Let me see.
Please fumble just once.
Fumble,
Minty
fumble.
deserves it.
Nope,
God
another 8.
damn
Gosh darn it, Minty, why are you so lucky?
it. Because she deserves it, clearly.
Absolutely. She deserves everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So yeah, she pulls out this funky little amulet that is shaped like a button. Looks like a little button on a necklace.
Yeah, they gave me this, and so I can go between my world and this world.
Oh, that's nice.
Mm-hmm. And I think she puts it away again just because wants to keep it safe.
Yeah, like you wouldn't want to lose something that important.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just nods like, yeah, what's your cat's name? If I'm allowed to ask.
Oh, well, my god is called the Great Weaver, and they're also the person who made my world, Blissland. Uh, Apparently they weave the fabric of reality together to make my world in the astral plane.
Oh, I see. He nods.
Yeah, and they're really, really nice. They're kind of like everybody's parent over there, because, I mean, they make each and every one of us.
Oh, really? Is that so? And Mercel kind of like smiles, but it's just like, they sound like a very sweet god.
They are. They're really nice. I've only met them a couple of times, but they're really nice. They were actually a little bit worried about me coming here because it's dangerous. Cause on Blissland, you can't get hurt or feel pain or anything. But while I'm here, well, I'm kind of in more danger. But that's okay, cause I'm being really careful. And plus, if I stick around the studio, then it's not as dangerous. Well, except for the occasional explosions.
I think when she says that, like, there's another perfectly timed explosion in the background.
Marcel internally wincing when she said that sticking around the studio would make her safer. Oh, honey. But
Well, compared to outside, where like there's apparently yakuza roaming around, because that's
you
been
know
her
what?
experience.
Yeah, that's true. Like personally, like I would say that sells like the idea of like Blissland where like nothing hurts and everything's okay. Something doesn't like appeal to him, but like he can get like how that would be comforting to someone kind of deal.
Mm-hmm.
And he just like nods and he's just like, take this god of yours, the Great Weaver. He kind of reminds me of a god we have in Ninquell.
Ooh, really? Which one?
Well, there is this god named Crunkle. He's the god of love and connections and love of all kinds, basically. And he's a really kind guy. I had the pleasure of meeting him some time ago, and yes, he's extremely nice.
Oh, wow, we got to meet them too. But yeah, they do sound super nice, and love is like one of the best things ever. And all kinds of love, like not just romantic love, but like love for your family and your friends.
Haha, yeah, absolutely. And he nods like in agreement.
Mm-hmm.
And And he's just like, and like, funnily enough, I believe Crunkle also works with strings. Although more about strings of love and all that instead of literal.
I understand. Oh, like red strings that connect people? I think I've heard about that story.
Yeah, well, this is what I know from legends and lore. After all, I didn't actually have the time to ask him this directly, but I'd hazard a guess and say that it's probably true.
Gotcha.
And he kind of looks over to Minty again and is just like, "How are you holding up, by the way? I mean, and you've told me about, studying to be a therapist and all the stuff you want to do, but Unquel must seem pretty different from what you're used to."
Yeah, no, it definitely is. It's not quite what I expected. Well, I mean, I guess it kind of was, but I mean, I heard it was supposed to be really dangerous, and it was. But I mean, there's also a lot of really nice people around here. So, and I really like coming here, and it's really nice to see this place for myself because I've heard about it a lot from all the kids that I've met over the years. They've told me what Inkwell is like, and some of the places aren't as nice where they come from, but some of the places are really nice. So I'm glad I got to meet everybody here.
Yeah, I'm sure we're all glad to have you here too, Minty.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I think we've been going for about an hour now. I don't know if there's anything else we want to say, or if we want to say they keep continue baking together.
Yeah, they probably keep baking together, and after they're done, Minty does get like her own like batch of like gingerbread cookies and like cheese cookies, cause like
Mm-hmm.
yeah, he made some for Minty too.
Aw. Yeah, I think like cream cheese cookies would be a thing, like
Yes,
or like
me
cream cheese
me
frosting at the
getting on
very
my hands.
least. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me getting on my hands and knees. Kid, please. I myself have no idea how to bake. I've done 6 FPSs with Mercel baking, and each time I had to have a recipe open on another tab.
No, I got you, fam. I am the baking expert.
Yes, please. God, and I'm just like, yeah, they can spend the rest of the FPS baking. Like sometimes you can just have a nice good time with your friend baking. Nothing
Exactly.
happens.
Yeah, just getting to know each other, chilling out, nothing too crazy.
Yeah, yeah. And thank you all so much for listening. We hope you have fun, whether you listen to the recording or whether you listen to us live. And ciao.
Yeah, I think that's about it. But thank you, everybody, for listening in, and I hope you enjoyed this FPS. I certainly did. This was just about as adorable as I thought it would be with these two.
Mhm.
All right. But yeah, that's it. I'm gonna stop recording. So goodbye, everybody.
Hey, bye.